Chapter 3, Educating for Democracy. The big question: why did Horace Mann want to give all children the right to an education? School for everyone. When you read about Dorothea Dix, you meet Horace Mann. He was the person who got the state of Massachusetts to build the first hospital for mental health patients. He became most famous, though, for another great reform. He led the movement to provide free public education for all. In Horace Mann's time, there were few free public schools outside New England. These schools were mainly for poor children, but the schools were usually as poor as the children they served. Wealthy families either hired private tutors for their children or sent them to private schools. Most families, though, were in the middle, not poor, not wealthy. What about those children? Their parents either taught them at home or joined with other parents and hired someone to teach them. Even in New England, where the taxpayers provided free public education, the schools were not very good. Take Massachusetts, for example. In many towns, the school year was only 2 months long. School buildings were often run down and unheated. Teachers had no training for the difficult tasks they had to do. That's how Dorothea Dix could become a teacher at age 14. As in other states, wealthy families in Massachusetts paid for private tutors or private schools. As a boy, Horace Mann went to one of those 2 months a year schools. In later years, he studied on his own. He became a lawyer and was elected to Massachusetts state legislature. In the legislature, and later as a state official, he worked to provide a good education for every child in the state. Mann spoke at many public meetings to get support for his ideas. He told his listeners how education could improve the lives of their children. He told them education would help their children get better jobs than their parents had. He told them that Thomas Jefferson believed that only an educated people could expect to remain free. He told them that democracy and education go hand in hand. For democracy to succeed, all children, not just the children of the wealthy, must be educated to become good citizens and wise voters, making a difference. Many different people supported Mann's ideas. Business people needed workers who could read, write, and do math. Working people hoped that education would lead to a better life for their children. Those who had taught about how to preserve freedom and democracy in America also knew that Mann was right. All those people realized that the best hope for providing all children with a good education was free public schools. But not everyone agreed. Some said that if you give away education to the children of the poor, they would grow up lazy. Others grumbled about paying taxes to educate other people's children. Still, most Americans agreed that spending money to educate children was a wise investment for the whole country. Under Horace Mann's leadership, the state of Massachusetts created schools for training teachers. The state provided enough money to pay for 6 months of school each year for all boys and girls. It divided schools into grades instead of having children of all ages trying to learn different things in the same classroom. It also passed a law saying that all children must attend school. Massachusetts became a model for other states. Many states asked Horace Mann to help them make the same school reforms. Most northern and western states started free public schools. Southern states did not do the same until many years later. Today, Horace Mann is known as the father of the American public school.